Welcome to Very Connected Podcast Forum. And I'm really excited. For those of you joining us today, we have a very, very, very special guest, Monica Weaver. And I was fortunate enough to meet Monica during the notorious Bariatric cruise that happened last year. Monica and I kind of just hit it off, and she had so many wonderful pointers. She is a macro nutrition coach. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, but then I'm going to pass this microphone over to her to kind of let her share too as well. Um, you know, Today we're going to be talking about all or nothing mindset, and often that's kind of plagues many people for like sustainable living after weight loss surgery. And her and I kind of just got to talking right before we went on to the event here, and we were talking a little bit about that, kind of like that lifestyle and what that looks like long term. Because Monica's a little way out. She's 21 and a half years that she had bariatric surgery, and as you know, for those of you who's been listening, I've had bariatric surgery too. Mine was a little over 10 years ago, so like long term, and she knows what it's like to be in these cycles, for periods of time, and either following a super restrictive diet or giving into old unhealthy eating habits, and then feeling overwhelmed and deprived. So this in turn triggers, emotional eating, binge eating. And today we're going to be talking about that all or nothing mindset, which can be, we can turn that around and we can make it critical for like looking at your nutrition, looking at the things you're doing and balancing your lifestyle, not making it feel like everything has to be a certain way, has to be just this way, that way, but balancing it and making it work for you. And Monica is, as I mentioned, a bariatric surgery patient. She had Roux-en-Y surgery. And after experiencing initial success with bariatric surgery, she also faced some of the challenges that maybe some people experience. I would say a lot of people experience, because it's not just about the surgery itself. It's about all the lifestyle changes. And sometimes it's hard. That first year you see all of the success, and then it's about like implementing those lifelong things. She's allowed herself to reach her goal of losing 153 pounds without needing any kind of revision surgery. And so what I want to just say at this point, I'm going to kind of mute myself for just a moment, because I'm going to make sure we're live on Facebook and make sure saying hi to everybody over there who's not joining us on Zoom. And so I'm going to be doing that. And Monica, I'm going to just turn the microphone over to you. And also I want to say, for anyone that's joining on our live event here today, please make sure and say hi. Let us know where you're from, if you've had weight loss surgery. Anything you'd like to tell about yourself in the chat, whether you're on the Zoom webinar or the Facebook. Okay, Monica.
Hello, my name is Monica Weaver, and I had Roux-en-Y surgery 21 and a half years ago. It'll actually be 22 years now in January. And when I first had surgery, I remember a few days before I was at the gas station pumping my gas, and I said, you know what? I'm never going to struggle with my weight again. I'm never going to be hungry again. I'm never going to face any of these things again. And the truth is that at the beginning, it was easy. But as the time went by, the struggle became so real. And I remember the first few years, I wanted to turn to food for comfort. Excuse me, my throat. And I couldn't turn to food for comfort because I couldn't eat. And it was very difficult for me. The weight did not fall off easily. It was a struggle. However, I was at a point in my life that I felt that I had no other choice. This was my lifeline in having surgery. I remember growing up, I've been morbidly obese my entire life. And I remember not being able to do the normal things. I couldn't get on the carnival rides. I couldn't go to the movie theaters. When I would go to the restaurants, I would have to ask for a table because I couldn't fit in the booths. I couldn't even fit in the driver's side of my car. I couldn't buckle the seatbelt. That was extremely difficult for me. And the regular things that I should have been able to enjoy as a person, I couldn't. And I kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I did not know what to do to get it under control, because I'm sure all of you have heard, like I did, all you have to do is push away from the table. If you just had self-control, you wouldn't have this problem with your weight. And I felt that it was my fault, and that the problem was I had no control over my eating. And so in desperation, I turned and had bariatric surgery. I think the biggest wake-up call for me was when I lost my period. Anytime I hit over 200 pounds, I automatically lost my period. And I didn't really have many other medical issues, but my period was a big one. And the doctor pretty much told me, you're never going to be able to have children. And that was a big wake-up call for me. I realized that I needed help. I had tried every diet known to mankind. I had tried drugs. I had tried shots, pills, you name it. I had tried it, and none of it worked. So when I had surgery, it felt like a lifeline, like hope. And it was for a time. And I still had to work at it, but it was my lifeline. Then I had my oldest daughter. And after she was born, I couldn't lose the weight no matter what I did. Mind you, at this point, I was so into the diet community. I was even a Weight Watchers leader. And I was able to help other people lose weight, but I couldn't help myself lose weight after the birth of my daughter. And I became very upset by that. And I ended up quitting Weight Watchers, because as a member, as a leader, you had to maintain a certain weight. And of course, I wasn't able to, and I couldn't handle the pressure. So I just stepped down from my position. My hunger was back. I didn't know what to do to help myself. I exercised. I starved. Did more exercise. Did more starvation. Spent more time at the gym. Ate very little. Did fasting. Did it all. The thing was that none of those things was a long-term solution. It was a short-term solution for me. Because like I was telling Brenda before the podcast began, was that we learn or taught what to do as an entrance plan when we want to lose weight, but nobody gives us an exit plan. So what do we do once we lose the weight? What do we do? How do we keep it off? Oh, I had the mentality, well, I ate so many calories to lose the weight, so that must mean that's how many calories I must eat to keep off the weight. And it's not. The amount you ate to lose weight is not the same amount that you could eat to maintain the weight. But nobody teaches us that. We don't know. We have this all or nothing mentality of like, we have to be all in, starve ourselves, or we sabotage ourselves. And we consider ourselves a failure. There's no in between. When I was about 4 years post-op, I'd gotten to the point where I really felt like surgery just failed me. But at that time, and I thank God for that now, there were really no Facebook groups. There was no support. I had surgery in Phoenix, Arizona, and I had already left the area, so I had no support. There was no Facebook. There was nothing. And I really didn't know what to do to lose the weight. And I'm glad I didn't know about revision surgery either. Because there are instances where I feel that there are people for medical reasons that need a revision surgery. But so many times I hear people say, well, my tool failed me. I'm not losing weight. I need a revision surgery. And we don't need a revision surgery. What we need is a revision of our mindset and our relationship with food. I had that all or nothing mentality. I had that all or nothing mindset. What was it? That all or nothing mindset? Extreme dieting. I had to stick to this strictly if I wanted to lose weight. If I didn't follow this program to a T, whatever program it was, I was not going to lose weight. So I did extreme dieting. Then I did extreme exercise. I have to go work out so many hours a day. I have to do this. I have to do that. And for me, if I didn't break a sweat, then I didn't feel like it was working. Excuse me, Isabella, can you please give me a cough drop? I'm sorry. I've been sick and my voice is coming in and out. And so I felt like if I didn't sweat, then it wasn't a workout. So I would find things that would make me sweat to the point of exhaustion where I couldn't function. Again, that all or nothing mentality. I had that perfectionist mindset. I can't slip up. If I slip up, I'm a failure. I have no self-control. And that was that mentality that I had when thinking with the all or nothing mindset. It was all or none. And unfortunately, so many of us in the weight loss community do that because one, we have extreme expectations of what's going to happen after we have surgery. And we want results like that. I hear people say, I'm 3 months out and I've only lost 40, 50 pounds. What were you expecting? Many of us have that all or nothing mentality mindset. We want immediate results. We struggle with compliance. We find it hard to follow the post-op guidelines. And we try to see how far we can push it without making ourselves dumb, without making ourselves sick, or without making ourselves fail. And so we push that. And why is it so hard for us to comply? Because we've been told that we're going to have to eat this little for the rest of our lives. And yeah, before surgery, we're all cool with that. We think it's great. Oh, great. And then reality hits. The holidays, the parties. I remember the week after I had surgery, I traveled to El Paso with my mom. It was my great-grandmother's birthday. And they had a party for her. I was so miserable. I regretted that surgery. I couldn't eat a thing. I couldn't eat a thing. Of course, when you're first out, you can't eat the amount that you can as you go further out. And that's something that freaks people out. They think they're years out and they're like, oh my gosh, I can eat like normal. I need to reset my pouch. No, you don't need to reset your pouch. So what happens to us emotionally when we have that all or nothing mindset? If weight loss doesn't happen immediately, or there's a plateau, we go through an emotional roller coaster. We feel disappointed. We feel this surgery failed us. And we say, forget it. The surgery didn't work, so we don't follow the guidelines. We beat ourselves up and we give up. And we go back to the behaviors that led us to where we were. So those are common things of people with the all or nothing mindset: extreme dieting behavior, rigid thinking, meaning you can't deviate, perfectionist attitude. Another one is overlooking progress. Not seeing, we're just measuring our progress by the number on the scale and not the bigger picture. How are your labs? Are you able to move more? So we need to look at more than just the number on the scale. And I know it's hard. because we are so fixated on that number. And believe me, I understand. The thing is that when we have that all or nothing mindset, it hinders our success, because unless everything goes as planned, then we feel like we're a failure. And unfortunately, with weight loss, there is no straight plan, because we're all individuals. And the results that you're going to get are going to be different from the ones I'm going to get, and that somebody else is going to get. And so we have to really have fix that all or nothing mindset. So let me tell you what I did when I had that all or nothing mindset. I did a couple different things. I did intermittent fasting. If you're familiar with that, you fast for a certain amount of time and you eat for a certain period of time. Yes, it helped me lose weight. However, because my pot was small, there was only so much I could eat during that time. So I was not able to meet and give my body the nutrients it needed to thrive. And, we hear a lot about we have to eat so much protein, and we really need to focus on our protein. Well, if we're eating in this small window of time, we all know we can't eat a lot. Even 22 years out, I remember on the cruise, taking my food back to the room because I couldn't finish it. It took me three different times to finish it. So intermittent fasting, because you have such a small window of time to eat and we can't meet that, then yes, we can lose weight, but we're missing out on nutrients. And my question is that a sustainable way of life? I always tell my clients, when they're talking about eating something, can you see yourself eating this for the rest of your life? Can you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life? If your answer is no, then you should not be doing that. You should not be eating that, because whatever habits we develop need to be for long-term success. And the all or nothing mindset is not about long-term. It's about short-term, fixing something fast. And unfortunately, we didn't gain it overnight, and we're not going to lose it overnight. Another thing I did. Yes.
I just wanted to ask, while you're talking, I would love to just know if anybody here is struggling with the same thing and what they've done while you're talking too. Continue on though. So like if anybody has had this all or nothing mindset with maybe food or with exercise, with relationships, because sometimes we think we have to be all in or all out, like as far as maybe having a relationship, not. I'm just curious. So keep talking, but I kind of wanted to engage the people that are here to kind of like engage with what you're saying, because I feel like this is a thing that a lot of people who are in this niche area are struggling with.
It is a struggle, and it's a lot of work, to get past that mindset, because we're living in a society that's what they teach us. I remember being told, okay, if you cut out all processed foods, you just eat whole foods, you're going to lose weight. So I tried that, the all or nothing, cut out all processed foods. My health improved. The scale did not move at all. And I was so frustrated. I'm like, how can this be? How can it be that I'm doing this? I'm eating whole foods and I'm not losing weight. So I quit. I decided to go, I did the medications and shots. At that time, it was Victoza. And I did that for a while. Well, my husband especially did it longer, and he saw results with it. Problem was that he didn't develop the habits that he needed to for long-term success. So when him and I got off the shots, we regained the weight like that. And that's the main thing that I had with GLP-1. I understand it's an amazing tool. So I'm not against the tool because it really does help with the head hunger and all that. But the problem is that you're able to eat so little that, yeah, you're able to lose the weight. But what happens when you get off the shot? Because you have not developed healthy long-term eating habits, the weight comes back on. So you go from eating 1,000 calories to your hunger comes back and you're going back up to 1,900 calories. Well, of course you're going to gain weight because the same amount of calories that we eat to lose weight are not the same amount of calories that we need to maintain our weight. And that's one of those things that we've been taught. So that's my spiel on GLP-1s. I'm not against them, but I do believe that you have to, while you're using that, you have to work on lifetime habits so that when you get off, you have an exit plan. And it's always great to work with a coach who knows how to do that, because what you actually need to do at that point is called a reverse diet, where we gradually add more calories back in so that you don't have this weight gain immediately and then you feel like a failure again. What did I also do? What I did the longest, low carb. I did this for years. And honestly, at the beginning, I lost the weight. However, when it was time to lose the last 20 pounds, it wouldn't budge. And actually, I had been going through my skin removal surgeries. So I had some weight gain with my skin removal surgeries and I couldn't get the weight off. So what did I do? I lowered my carbs because that's what they tell you. Cut out your carbs, bring down your fat. I even went down to eating 900 calories and my weight would not move. Again, that all or nothing mindset, that the only way I can lose weight is if I do extremes, because this is my fault. And that was my mentality as I used those extreme measures. And I lost weight, but I regained it. And again, I thought it was my fault. I was looking for the magic pill. I was looking for that answer. Like, my goodness, because like I said, back at that point, I didn't even know there was revision surgery. I would have probably done that, but I'm so glad that I didn't know about it so that I had an opportunity to lose the weight without it. Now, when you have this all or nothing mentality mindset, especially bariatric patients, what happens? As you know, because of the size of our stomach, we already have nutritional deficiencies that are created. So now when we go on this all or nothing mentality, we've now created bigger nutritional deficiencies. They need to help. I had hernias. I've lost teeth. I've had anemia. I've had acid reflux. And it all has to do with my nutritional deficiencies that I created or exacerbated from the all or nothing mentality after bariatric surgery. Another thing, Brenda, I was telling you about that with the all or nothing mentality when we do extreme dieting, is that when we extreme diet, I see so many bariatric patients do this. I'm eating 1,200 calories a day. And that's the calories for a toddler. 1,200 calories is the calories for a toddler. And we think that eating 1,200 calories is what we need to do because we did it when we first had surgery. And so we're going to lose weight. Yeah, at the beginning, yeah, you're going to lose weight. But what happens, and I see it all the time, I hear bariatric patients say, well, I'm eating the same amount, I'm eating less, and I'm not losing weight. Well, now your body got used to eating less than 1,200 calories. So you slow down your metabolism, making it harder to lose weight and easier to gain weight because now your body has learned how to function on 900 calories. And like I said, I remember doing keto and thinking I had to eat 900 calories and I still didn't lose the weight. It was so frustrating because I'm like, I can't eat less than that. I'm starving. I was literally shaking. And yes, you're right, Jesse. They don't teach us different. They don't teach us different. And I truly believe that as bariatric patients, we're struggling because we don't know. It's our lack of knowledge of what to do, because we're still in that diet mentality where this is the way to do it. And we don't know what to do. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Did you know we also create hormonal imbalances? We create fatigue. How often, how many of you have done the pouch reset? If you can comment here, how many of you done the pouch reset? That's a hard one for me when I hear people talk about that. So many people that start regaining and they say, we're going to do the pouch reset, everybody, let's do the pouch reset. And what happens? They lose a couple of pounds. And the minute they get off the pouch reset, they regain all the weight and more. Because the pouch reset, yes.
Oh, I was just, go ahead, finish your sentence.
The pouch reset was not made as a way of eating for lifestyle. It is a way of eating to heal after surgery. And because bariatric patients say, oh, I ate like this when I was healing, we think with that all or nothing mentality that that's the way we have to eat to get it off. Were you guys saying something, Brenda?
Yeah, I was just going to say, the pouch reset to me is just similar. It's a different diet, but it's a diet. And it's something similar to what many people do throughout their whole journey. I mean, there's so many comments. I've been reading through our messages here that people had so graciously shared their own stories. And many people have struggled with the same thing. It's because we understand at a certain level, like we want to do those things. So you try every different thing out there, every kind of fad diet, every kind of anything that either calorie restriction or carbs or whatever the trend is at the time. And what happens is a lot of times you, without actually changing, I mean, you have to really like what you're doing too, because like you said, it's a lifestyle. Like it has to be something that works for you on a daily basis, not just a week and then you're done. And then, like you said, if you're not doing the same thing, it's going to come back. So it has to be something that works for you, like more lifelong. And I know you're going to be sharing some things.
Yes.
Learned. Is that right? Like you're going to
share
some things.
Yes.
Some things that's worked for you. And I'd love to know what kind of success you've had too with that.
Yes. So let me just finish up with one thing and then we'll go into that. So here this is the cycle of the all or nothing mentality. And I'm guilty of it. This is a cycle and it never ends. And that's why we never reach our goals. We start with the extreme restriction. Stick to the plan. We don't deviate. It's January. We're going to do it. We're not going to change. We're going to do it. I'm going to be so strict. This is a year. I'm going to do it. Come a few weeks in. Oh man, I wasn't able to do this. I'm a failure. And you get on this emotional roller coaster. Well, you know what? I failed. I might as well just go ahead and eat because I failed. So you have no moderation. And you start overindulging. Then Valentine's Day comes and you go all out. Why? Because you can't see a way out. And then what happened is that this was caused by extreme restrictions that you put on yourself that are not sustainable. And then you get down on yourself, you talk to your friends, you get into a community of like-minded bariatric people. Everybody says, let's do a pouch reset. Okay, yeah, I got it. And we go back to extreme restriction. Then we can't stick to it. We go back on the emotional roller coaster. Then we go to no moderation. And we keep on going in circles and circles and circles. And it never ends. And that is what the all or none mindset does. It creates a cycle that never ends. And so how do we break that cycle? And you were asking me how I broke the cycle. Last year, I found myself in a place in my life where my extremes weren't going to work for me anymore at that moment. My husband had just been in a near fatal car accident. Months before, I had had a lower body lift. I hadn't even recovered when he was in the near fatal car accident. So I had to take care of him, my 4 kids, and try to recover. So there was no room for extremes at that moment. I had to survive. But I did not want to go to the extreme where I was going to regain the weight because I had worked so hard at this. And I'd been praying, God, help me find an answer, because I don't know what the answer is. I know with the amount of stress that we're under with my husband's near fatal car accident, this is the perfect time to binge and go on that all or nothing mindset. And I found out about macros. And what macros are how calories are divided. You have protein, you have fat, and you have carbs. And I found out about that if you did macro tracking, you would be able to lose weight in a sustainable way. And I knew at this moment that there was no way I could do this on my own. And so I decided to hire a coach to help me through this. I was afraid of eating. I was terrified of carbs. And I was fed up with the weight gain. And so I had to get out of that all or nothing mentality. I had to set realistic expectations for myself that the weight wasn't going to fall off. I had to be mindful of what I ate. I had to track my progress, not perfection. I had to find balance and variety because there was no balance. It was either all this or none. Like, I feel bad because I have my kids eating like that too. And I had to have a plan for flexibility. So these were things that I was looking for in a plan. And when I started working with my coach, I came with her and said, look, I'm a bariatric patient, come from keto. This is where I'm at. And she was so kind. I still work with her. And because now I'm trying to build muscle and she wants me to gain weight and I'm having a problem with that. I fought so long to get the weight off that now the idea of gaining weight scares me. And so she really has taken me by the hand and shown me how to eat in a way that's sustainable, where I can enjoy the foods and not feel deprived. Like I was telling you, Brenda, right? And this is personalized for me. So I don't want you to, everybody's numbers are different. But right now, I'm still losing weight because I had regained a little bit. And regained about 3-4 pounds. And I'm eating 1,878 calories. And I'm losing weight. You heard that, 1,878 calories. And I'm losing weight. She helped me reset my metabolism to where I can lose weight eating the most. Mind you, at one point I was eating 900 calories and I was not able to lose weight. And now I'm eating 1,878 and I'm losing weight. That's something that I couldn't have done before. Never before could I have done that. But that was the beauty about learning about macro tracking, because it's not about deprivation. It's not saying you can't eat this. Yes, there's certain things that you start realizing as you've had surgery that you can't eat because you can't hold them down. But there comes a point as you're further out where you are going to be able to eat. So what is your plan for that? So when I learned about macros, I learned about sustainability, about not being perfect, but making progress. And for the first time in my life, I have food freedom. A few weeks ago, we went to Texas for my grandmother's 90th birthday. And I'm Hispanic Colombian, so there's going to be a lot of Colombian food. And I remember my aunt saying, We're not dieting. I'm like, I don't diet. I said to her, I plan on eating what there is and enjoying it. And I know that if I told my husband, if the scale goes up a little bit, I'm not going to freak out about it. I know what to do and I keep going. Scale went up about the 3 pounds that I talked about. Wasn't worried about it. It's coming off. But that was what getting away from that all or nothing mentality and not dieting mentality did for me. A lot of people say, oh, but counting macros. I say counting macros allows you to know how much money you have in the bank and how much you can use of it, how much savings you can use, how much checking you could use, how much disposable income you have. It allows you to determine that. When you count calories, you could still lose weight, but you're not determining where your nutrients are coming from. And when you do macros, it allows you to give your body the nutrients it needs to thrive and to heal. And I tell people, this is not about starvation. This is not about deprivation. And there is no, I have people write me, okay, how many calories do I need to eat? There's no cookie cutter answer. When I work with my clients, everybody is individual because I look at you as an individual, where you're at in your life, what's going on in your life, what do you like eating, what do you not like eating. If you do not like eating something, don't eat it. We can't eat a food for the sake of dieting because we're not going to be able to stick to it. So whatever we eat to lose weight is the same thing we're going to eat to maintain our weight. The difference is that you're going to eat more of the foods you love to maintain the weight. And that's what that all or nothing mentality and breaking away from it is. It's learning sustainability and learning a way to eat where you have freedom. Freedom to be able to enjoy food. Freedom to be able to find that you are not stuck in never being able to enjoy food. That's just not realistic. You know, if you want to have it and you're tracking macros, you're able to fit it in. You know, another thing I used to do is the weekend was my all or nothing mentality mindset. I always used to blow the weekends. How many of you blow your weekends? Like all the hard work you do during the week was blown on the weekends. I don't have that problem anymore because I don't deprive myself, but I do plan for those things that I want to eat. And now I find that I'm able to use my bariatric tool more effectively because of that, which has led to long-term success, which has led me to a healthier relationship with food. And overall, my well-being is so much better because I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I feel like I'm able to enjoy food. Now, I'm not talking about overindulging, but I'm not punishing myself. I'm not beating myself up saying, oh, I can't have that. I can't do this. So these are some tips that I want to share with you for long-term success. Number one, I'm a strong believer in tracking macros. Doesn't mean you have to track them for the rest of your life because I don't track them as rigorously as I used to, though I'm going to have to because I'm going to be doing a bulk. So I need to. So long-term success, tracking macros. Number two, allowing yourself to eat with freedom. Having a personalized approach to your weight loss journey, and it's not starvation. Another thing I don't believe in is our meal plans. Meal plans don't work. You eat what somebody tells you for a certain amount of time, and the minute you stop the program, you go back to eating the foods you love. So how about instead of eating what other people love, you eat what you love and you make it work in your life. You know, like I said, I'm Hispanic. I love Hispanic food. And I had cut that out of my life with that all or nothing mentality. And now I don't cut it out. I plan for it. I enjoy it. I don't feel deprived. And I don't beat myself up over it. And the main three key takeaways I'd like to leave with you guys before we take any questions is extreme dieting, any extreme approach will backfire on you. Balance and moderation are vital. If you have balance and you have moderation, that's vital. And focus on your overall well-being. It doesn't matter what the number on the scale says if you're not healthy because your body is not getting the nutrients it needs. And that's why, to me, I decided to work with a coach because I needed that personalized guidance. I needed strategies tailored for my individual needs. I needed somebody to help me break my harmful cycles. I needed somebody who gave me a balanced approach. And I needed someone that gave me the tools that I needed for me in order to succeed. And that's why I chose to work with a coach. And that's why I got certified as a macronutrition coach to be able to help people in the bariatric community have that personalized guidance they need. Not this thing that I keep on seeing about, well, it's 1,200 calories for everybody. That doesn't work. So macro tracking and working with somebody is all personalized. Your program is going to be different than mine, and mine is going to be different for the next person. And so in closing, one of the things that I'm offering, you can find me on Instagram. I would love for you to follow me. I've put together a free ebook. It's called How to Track Macros, the Ultimate Bariatric Guide. Here I tell you everything that you need to know so that you can get started on tracking macros and you can learn how to do it without depriving yourself. I even teach you in here. I have a tutorial on how to take your favorite recipes and be able to track them. You don't have to make a separate meal for anybody. You don't have to make a separate meal for your family. You can enjoy what everybody else is enjoying. And that has brought such a freedom for me. And my desire is to be able to help others to break away from that all or nothing mentality, that all or nothing mindset. Another surgery is not the fix. Another diet is not the fix. Long-term habits that you can do for the rest of your life is what's going to be success. And I promise you, it is not starving. It's not spending hours at the gym. It's learning how to eat in a way that you're in control and you're not feeling that you are deprived. Because that's the main thing. I see we feel deprived and we feel like failures. But it's because we keep on going back to another diet, to another extreme. So I invite you guys on my Instagram handles _MonicaWeaver_ and DM me there and follow me. And I will be sharing in there I will send you the ebook. The ebook is it's 28 pages long, full of information, step-by-step hand-holding. We're gonna have a Facebook group so that I can offer you the support that you need, starting with this guide. And then if you need more individualized attention and you want an individualized approach, then we could talk about one-on-one coaching or group coaching. But this free ebook is a great place to start to help you realize that you don't have to live under the all or nothing mindset, especially now during the holidays. What is your goal? My goal this holidays is to come out at where I'm at now, to not gain weight. Does that mean I'm depriving myself? No, I'm not depriving myself. Am I going to have the all or nothing mindset? No. but I am going to plan for what I'm eating. I'm going to make it fit. And that's what I want to help you guys accomplish. So we as a bariatric community can get away from that all or nothing mindset.
Monica, you had so many great points there. I'm excited about your promotion, your Black Friday.
Yeah, the ebook, the free ebook.
So I also wrote down, I had down your TikTok as well. I also added that. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
And then I also wanted to just say, for people that are listening to the replay, this is going to be available on our Bari Connected podcast and also on our YouTube channel. Can people still do that at a later period of time?
Yes. Just reach out to me. This is free. This is a free resource. I'm going to have a Facebook group that I'm opening up for it. And I'm going to literally, let me show you. I'm going to literally walk you through this entire book. Like here, I even show you how to figure out your macros. I show you how to use the app. I literally walk you through every step, and then I will be in the Facebook group, and we'll have weekly calls to show you how to do that, to show you how to calculate your macros, to show you how to custom create, to show you how to succeed. And again, now I'm not a proponent, and you know that, Brenda, from when we were talking, I'm not a proponent for sitting and eating processed foods 24/7. However, I know that it's not logical for me to think that we're never going to be able to eat processed foods, because that's not logical. So in here, I teach you how to make it fit. Am I telling you that I want you to eat like this 24/7? No. I'm saying we need to leave the 80-20 approach with 20% where you need to fit it in for a special occasion that you can. If you're going to have that party, I can teach you how to fit it in. When my kids have their birthday, they love donuts. I fit a donut in, and I still lose weight. Does that mean I eat donuts all the time? No, please don't misunderstand me. Doesn't mean I eat it all the time, but I don't have that all or nothing mindset that I can't enjoy it when the opportunity is there. And that's what I want people to understand. And I will help you with all that. And please feel free to reach out to me. This is my passion. This is my passion. I see so many people in the bariatric community struggling, so many people struggling, and I want to help them. I wish I could scream it from the mountaintops. There's help. This is doable.
Monica, is it okay if we take, it looks like I have 2 people here who've already said that they're reaching out to you now.
Yes, I've been seeing a lot.
Oh, what I also want to say, so is it okay to start some questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be okay with you? Okay.
Yes.
So one of them is there a good app for counting macros? I know you mentioned one in your planner that
I like My Macros Plus, and the ebook talks about My Macros Plus and teaches you how to use it, because I don't believe in scanning barcodes, just so you know that. So I teach you how to do everything and create it. And that's why the ebook is so long, because I took the whole thing. So My Macros Plus is amazing. And it's only $2.99 for lifetime access.
$2.99?
Yes, ma'am, for lifetime access.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, it's an amazing app. I love it. I use it with my coach. And in the book, in the ebook, it'll show you there the picture of it, so you don't get confused.
Oh, thank you. That's great to know. And I have not even heard of that, so I'm going to have to check that out too. We also have a person asking, how did you find your coach? Does she specialize in bariatrics? So with that being said, I think that may have been asked before. You also mentioned you were a coach as well, but
yes.
Tell us how what you specialize in differs probably from what most on the market. Like, what does your coaching include?
My coaching includes one-on-one personalized program. There's not a one-size-fits-all. I just listen to you and work with you on a one-on-one basis, see what your needs are, where you're at, and what you need. And we personalize everything for you. I don't give meal plans. I don't give a one size fits all. And I come from the standpoint of I'm 22 years post-op. That is a lot of experience. And I'm not saying it like patting myself on the back. I have 22 years experience. As a patient myself, I've tried it all. I've done it all. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I've been able to reverse my anemia. I've been able to reverse my acid reflux. No surgeries, no meds. I've been able to do that. So I bring a lot of knowledge on how to help your body heal itself. And then the other question that was asked was, did the coach I work with, was she specialized in bariatric? No, I was actually I'm her first bariatric client. However, I'm very vocal about my needs and my wants. And I said, look, I'm a coach myself, but at that point I was coaching through keto. I wasn't doing macros. This is where I come from. This is what I need. And I told her, this is what I need. So I told her what my needs were and what I was willing and not willing to do. And she started with me there because I was deathly afraid of carbs. Deathly afraid, because we've been told you can't have more than 50 carbs. I eat right now 125 grams of carbs a day. I'm still losing weight. So, I had that fear. So she worked with me little by little, but I knew enough that I kind of guided her in helping me, but I needed somebody for accountability. Now, somebody say the free no, my Macros Plus is not a free app. There's not a free app for that. It's $2.99 a month. That is the one that I recommend. I know that there's a lot of apps there, but I'm telling you, this is an amazing one. And for $2.99 for lifetime access, it's less than a cup of Starbucks. And it's the best I've seen. It's the best I've seen. And I've tried a lot of different apps because it gives you a lot of information. You could print reports. You can look at all kinds of data. So it's the one that I recommend.
Okay, I have a Facebook question. Somebody from Facebook. And basically, this is one of the people that said they were going to be looking for you. Okay. On Instagram, but she has a long history of, she says 30 plus years of only eating one meal a day, partially because I was attempting to maintain my weight and partially because of work and family schedule. Approximately 3 years, my weight suddenly began to climb 15K through 27K steps, 4 days a week. Has a history of Hashimoto's disease, which is a thyroid condition, and that can definitely affect the metabolism. And so she said destroyed her metabolism. So let me ask you this. Have you found that this, like really focusing in on your macros and stuff, can almost reset your metabolism? Do you feel like it's that for you?
Yes, it can. And under the training and certification I got, we have a protocol to help people with Hashimoto's, to help women with Hashimoto's to be able to be successful in weight loss. It may not be fast, but we listen to the feedback, the biofeedback from each individual person, and we work with them to help them. And I could tell you, just from what I'm listening to, this person is walking too much. We think we have to exercise more. And when we have these conditions, we need to cut back on some of the exercise and focus on our nutrition because we need to let our body heal. Can this help? Definitely. Do we need to take a hands-on approach where we're looking at certain supplements, we're looking at anti-inflammatory foods? Yes, and that's the thing with my macro coaching. If I have somebody, I get a lot about menopause. I'm there, been there, done that. I was able to lose my weight and get to go away through menopause. So I get a lot of people asking me that. So I tailor the program according to what the person needs. So can we help her lose weight with Hashimoto's? Definitely. I can help her with that. Can I say what timetable? No, can't talk about a timetable. We have to go through the process allow her body to heal and get her there to where her body is balanced. And so I would need to have a one-on-one consultation with her and talk more in detail about what's going on to help meet her where she's at. But yes, definitely.
No, you had a good point there too. There's a lot of different reasons that our like sometimes we think like just basing our diets on calories or, you know, certain types of diets. The thing is it may not be just the food. It might just not be the calories we're eating, but also, like you said, our metabolism. So there's so many things that can affect the metabolism. Our hormones, like you mentioned,
Yes.
you know, if you're a woman who is in menopause or even men
Yes.
struggle with hormonal issues.
Yes.
You know, we have the thyroid, which is also, I'm talking about with women and men in that aspect, sex hormones like
Yes.
testosterone, progesterone, and like all of those things that change as we maybe get a little older. The other thing is our thyroid. You know, our thyroid, there's lots of conditions affecting that.
And Brenda, did you know that one thing I did not know? The biggest thing that will affect our thyroid for functioning correctly is eating low carb. We need carbs for a healthy thyroid. I did not know.
Interesting.
And I'm literally healing my thyroid by eating more carbs. Now, I'm not talking about eating junk carbs. You know, I'm not talking about going and having cookies and having all that. Healthy carbs. There are a lot of healthy things. That's another thing. I share a lot of healthy recipes that taste good. So I teach people about how to find different things for their needs. But eating low carb makes your thyroid problems worse. Another thing I say to people too, they eat low fat. We need fat for hormones.
Yeah. So, I mean, you do have a point. Have a point. You need, in order for your hormones to be working properly, you're right. You need, you definitely need those fats. Not only the fats, but the vitamins that are ADEK, which are fat soluble vitamins, in order to make your body work properly. And you can't absorb those if you aren't eating the right amounts of fat. So you got a point there. Donna also says complex carbs, and I do agree with that statement because I feel like the types of let's say proteins, the types of carbs that you are eating can make a difference. There's lots of different types of carbs. You know, you have your simple sugars versus your more complex, meaning how they are absorbed into your body. Complex carbs are integrated into your body at a slower rate versus simple sugars, which are like a fast lightning bolt. Now, did you
know that jasmine? I was eating jasmine rice, and I've never had diabetic problems. And I was getting, I was waking up with my blood sugar high. I'm like, what is that? Well, I asked my coach. Jasmine rice is higher on the glycemic index level. So she told me switch to basmati because it's lower on the glycemic index level. And that little switch made my blood sugars go back down to normal. Just little switches. And those are the things we focus on. I listen to, okay, how are you reacting to this? And we try to piece it together too, because there's little things we don't know. I mean, it's just like little tweaks that we make that make the difference between health and not have health. And so I thought that was really interesting because I didn't know that about basmati and jasmine. Did you know that?
No. And I don't even know I've even heard of those different kinds of rice before. So I'm going to have to research that. So Monica, we're at the end of the hour. Let me ask you as a closing thought, is there anything that you'd like to say? Because we're also going to kind of talk about our sponsor here for just a moment, but is there anything you wanted to say in closing that you wanted to share?
I just really want you guys and encourage you all to get away from that all or nothing mindset. That all or nothing mindset is what got us where we're at. And I really would love to see all of you have a long-term success. And you can do that through macro tracking, allowing yourself the freedom to eat, taking a personalized approach. look at this, just like everybody reacts differently to surgery, everybody reacts different to nutrition. And really forgive yourself for having that all or nothing mentality. Forgive yourself for being in that diet mentality, and allow yourself in this coming year to have the freedom to truly eat while healing your relationship with food. There's nothing more I would love than to hear that. So I really want you guys to focus on forgiving yourselves, because that's what somebody said to me one day. Have you forgiven yourself for allowing yourself to get to where you did? And my eyes were filled with tears. I was like, wow, I never thought about it. He says, you need to forgive yourself. And I want to tell you guys, all of you, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for having that all or nothing mentality because you didn't know what else to do. Forgive yourself. And now that you know, you do better. What we know, we do better. We're not to blame. You're not to blame. Forgive yourself and allow yourself the ability in this coming year to heal your relationship with food and to be able to get off the weight in a healthy way that helps you thrive long term.
Monica, thank you so much for that. There is one more question that I'm going to go ahead and take, just because I feel like that this is maybe could help other people too. And Jacqueline asked, is it true that a fatigued body will crave sugars?
A what?
A fatigued body, somebody that's sleepy or tired. I know for myself, in the afternoon, if I'm getting sleepy, a lot of times I will.
I think a fatigued body craves food, period. And I can tell you, I've been working really hard this week, finishing up the ebook, and I was like a little bit of sleep, like just hours, and I felt like I could eat the whole house. So yes, a fatigued body definitely will crave eating, and resting is very important. That's a very important part of being able to lose weight. If you're fatigued, you're not going your body isn't being restored, your body isn't healing. I mean, that's just one part. I'm not going to say, oh, you can eat whatever you want and just sleep and you'll be fine. No, but it does play a part in not being able to lose weight.
And I think there's like a lot of different reasons for fatigue. One thing that kind of gives me a way to segment into this Thursday night at 5 p.m. Central, we are having a support group on different causes of fatigue and how to overcome them. So great segue into that. Join us for that. I'll put the link in here as we're sharing, but I'll also show you how to access that. So Monica, is it okay if I share some things from our sponsor?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, I've been trying to, so ProCare Health, which is a bariatric supplement and vitamin company, helps us to support these events that we do weekly, and we just appreciate them so much. I'm going to share my screen here for just a second, and I'm going to pop on. We've been doing just a little a way to share one of their products each week. And so this is a small niche area, but maybe if you are a person that's had a duodenal switch or a SATI procedure, a lot of times those are procedures that they do require a specific amount of increased nutrients as far as in your diet. So specific vitamins and that type of thing, because what happens is your body doesn't absorb the nutrients the same way it does in the other because of the anatomy changes. And so ProCare Health has developed a specific formula. It's DS-SATI formula. It's one a day. It has higher levels of those fat-soluble vitamins. It has higher levels of iron. And so it's an easy way to segment in and not have to take, like, I know our patients, whenever I worked for bariatric program before ProCare came out with this, were taking sometimes 2 and 3 different supplements to try to equal what was needed. The other thing I want to just kind of mention is I'm going to kind of go on to our ProCare Health website, which I'm going to copy this and put it in the comment section. If you're looking for that product, you can find that product under bariatric multivitamins right here at the top. If you're listening and you're not seeing my screen, if you're listening on a replay, under ProCare Health, it's ProCare Now. ProCare.com. Again, ProCareNow.com. Under products, you'll find that under our bariatric multivitamins. I also want to just kind of click over to our Very Connected page, which is where you're going to find all of our events that are listed. Monica's event today will be on demand until the end of this month. We're in November of 23, and her event, which is located right here, you can click on that and just go. If you've already registered, you don't have to register again. If you haven't registered, you can actually have access by clicking on it and registering, and it'll give you the on-demand replay. We also have next week coming up, we have Amanda Brennick, who is going to be talking about Enough is Enough. She gives her interview on her own weight loss surgery journey. And actually, I don't know, Monica, if you remember her, she was actually on our cruise as well.
No, I don't remember.
Her and I, well, I watched her do her zip line. So it was an amazing thing. She had one of the non-scale victories. I've got to do that. So here is our upcoming support group for the most common causes of fatigue and how to overcome them. This will also be on replay after the event until the end of the month. But also all of these events, including Monica's, will be added to our Very Connected podcast. So it's under Very Connected. You can find that on all the major podcast stations and also on our YouTube channel. You can access that here on this Very Connected page. At the bottom, there's a YouTube icon. When you click that, it goes straight over to ProCare Health Vitamins and Supplements. We now have over 183 videos. We've been doing these for a couple years. And so subscribe and it'll show you when those new videos are added. So that is actually, I thought I was sharing my screen, but let's apologize. Was I sharing my screen? Could you see any of what I was saying, or was it not?
No.
I don't think it was it? I'll share my screen real quick. So here is, we're going to switch over to the ProCare site real quickly again and just show that. ProCare Health Now. Under products, you find the bariatric multivitamins. Under Very Connected, you find Very Connected, which I was just talking about, with all of the different kinds of upcoming events and different kinds of things that are there. Sometimes it takes a hot second for our weekly events to pop up. I'm not sure why that is, but it should be popping up there soon. And then our YouTube channel, which is ProCare Health Vitamins and Supplements. So I will stop sharing and I'll paste that link for all of those who are listening. I just want to give out my deepest, most appreciative thank you to everybody here that has been listening and stayed with us. And I just want to say, reach out to Monica if you're interested. If nothing else, get her free ebook. I love that. Again, it's on her two stations. She first said the Instagram, which is _MonicaWeaver_. TikTok is the same. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And her website is just her name, MonicaYouTubeReady.com. So thank you, everybody, and much love. Monica, I'll be sending you the email.
You.
And deeply appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.